Hello, and welcome back to Let's Play Destiny 2. This is your host, River Foxen, and it is a new week of Season of the Splicer, and so we're going to see what we are doing next. I'm afraid that it's going to involve yet another expunge mission, so we'll see how that's going to end up panning out. Probably need to do override and then expunge, just like last week. So I don't know, depending on if there's a new override is whether or not I'm going to record that. I do know that there is a new expunge. But anyway, let's go see what he has to say over here.
The path leads you to me once more, Guardian. This endless night presses down on us all. I hear the city groan with the strain. The dark brings sickness now. Few can find sleep. The people hear of your triumphs against the Vex, but they see only dark skies above. They are being bent, and some may break. I will aid if I can. I will not be proud. But let the citizens see that we are suffering with them. I have faith they will see us for who we are. The light always shines through in the end. But for now, the work must begin again. Go.
All right. The endless night is getting worse, Mithrax says. He can hear the city groaning under the strain. The Elixni in the House of Light are suffering alongside the city's citizens, but still they are regarded with suspicion. He has faith that your progress as a splicer will collapse the Vex simulation, but says the night muffles even the impact of your victories. The people hear of your triumphs against the Vex, but they see only dark skies above, he says. They are being bent, and some may break. So, yeah, so we got the new Path of the Splicer. So yeah, we're going to have to complete an override quest, but I don't believe that there is a new one? I don't know, let me check. I actually didn't even bother to check. Okay, so yeah, I guess now it's cycling back to Europa. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and do that one, but I'm probably going to do that off camera, so we will return when that is taken care of. All right, so yep, we have another expunge mission, this time on the moon. So I've never done this before. I'm going to go ahead and try to do it. If I succeed, or at least I don't fail too hard, that's the version you'll see. Otherwise, I'm going to take a break and come back to this later. But that might mean that you won't see this episode right away. You'll know that because, it won't be when you usually expected these episodes. Barrier stuff. So yeah, I'm going in there pretty much with the same loadout I went in the last one. I feel like the gear worked out for me. It was just the jumping puzzles that I didn't like. Yep, so far this looks exactly the same.
You feel that? The more you explore the Vex domain, the more I feel an all-seeing eye upon us. Ever watchful, ever seeking. We trespass in dimensions not meant for either of us.
Alright, here's where it's different.
A layer of barriers defends this realm. mighty fortress that resists brute force. Cunning is the key here, Guardian. If you overload that vault conduit with an attack, you may be able to capture the Vex data. That fragment of Vex data can be used to splice a bypass in their security, granting us access to the oppressive mind at this domain's core. I have helped as much as I can. You tread uncharted paths. Solving this enigma is up to you and the skills you have been given.
Ooh. So it's like I only get this key for like 10 seconds. How we're gonna get from there to there? I mean, oh, I see what it is. But I see what could happen. I can go through. Yeah. Alright. I can go through the beams, I think, if I'm holding that key. Don't need to worry about going, like, around them. Or maybe I can't. Where? Oh, it got to a different plate. Oh, I think I see. Those little squares are checkpoints. So this is a big thing I'm going to be fighting here.
The barrier has destabilized. You will need to continue to chip away at the defenses to destroy it entirely.
To obtain a new one. So I have to do this again. So apparently these things are just going to spawn endlessly. That's a big guy. That's why I brought that thing. Whoops. Oh, come on. Oop, I didn't see there were lasers behind me. But I made it to the next checkpoint. Okay, I'm gonna have to do this again. Oh no, these things. Oh. Alright. I thought I could handle this until I got to this one. Really? Well, this thing isn't in the way at all. Oh no, I just missed it. Oh my goodness. Okay, I can double jump across this gap. I don't need to worry about the platforms. This is the only hard one. Alright, touch this one. Oh, interesting. So, standing in this circle rebuilds this. And now I gotta do this nonsense. Alright. Oh, made it. Now I can find this thing.
Present mind rises to face us. Show it the power of a Splicer.
Alright, where do I gotta take this? Oh, to the other side, huh? Ooh, I think we did it. Okay.
With your light, you are unweaving a reality the Vex have forced upon us. The tapestry of their design continues to fray. But this is far from over.
Lakshmi is certain that our continued efforts, combined with future war cult's technology, can locate the source of the Endless Night.
I am aware of the device Lakshmi uses. Does it not worry you?
In what way?
It is taxing on its user. To have one's consciousness fractured into countless splinters and rejoined again can be harrowing.
Lakshmi is up to the task.
This sort of technology is taboo among the Elixni. But perhaps House Light can still offer some assistance. My engineers could improve on the design, make it easier for Lakshmi.
No. The Black Armory has already provided necessary enhancements for us. Lakshmi will manage, I'm confident. Besides, the less interaction Lakshmi has with your people at the moment, the better.
Yes, perhaps you are right.
Alright. So, that was definitely tough. Maybe, I don't know if it was as tough as last week's event, but we all know that I'm not a fan of jumping puzzles. Again, that's what I get for being a hunter. I mean, the double jump is nice, but I don't have the control. Sometimes I wonder if I should try a different jump for jumping puzzles, but I'm so used to the double jump. Like when I tried to use other jump methods, it just feels weird. But who knows? Worked out this time. Not looking forward to next week. Alright, so next we want to talk to Ikora.
There's been a disturbance. Sabotage in the Elixni camp. This wasn't just an attack on their ether stores. Someone wanted to send a message. Our citizens forget who they were before they found the safety of the city's walls. It's easy to mistake change as the front line of a battlefield. But this is a time for level heads and compassion. Saint 14 is already en route to investigate. I trust him, but he is torn between duty and doubt. And Lakshmi? The Vanguard has tolerated her broadcasts, as Zavala doesn't believe it's our place to interfere in civilian politics. I see now that was a mistake. We can't allow anyone to jeopardize our alliance with the House of Light, no matter their motives. Our citizens must see that the Elixni are people, just like them. Get down there. Be the calm the city needs. Hear out grievances and keep tensions low, while I root out the perpetrators. It's time that Lakshmi and I had a little talk.
Ikora reports that someone sabotaged the House of Light camp in the Elixni Quarter. This wasn't just an attack on their ether stores, she says. Someone wanted to send a message. She suspects that Lakshmi 2's radio messages triggered the unrest. The Vanguard has tolerated her broadcasts, as Zavala doesn't believe it's our place to interfere in civilian politics, she says. I see now that that was a mistake. She sent Safe 14 down to the Elixni Quarter to keep the peace and asks you to join him. Be the calm the city needs, she says. Alright, so that just pretty much repeated what she said. So alright, so now we have to go to the Elixni Quarter. So that's interesting. We haven't had to go there for a while.
Our light is stronger than ever. Strike with precision.
So there's actually some interesting backstory on what's been going on, but it's all like hidden in lore tabs on weapons and stuff. Like, let me see if I have one of the weapons that... Yeah, this is one of them. So like hidden in these lore tabs. This actually wasn't one of them, but yeah, in those kind of lore tabs, there's a lot of like talk about what's going on here. But let me see. I gotta have something with it. Let's see here. This one doesn't have a lore tab. But anyway, a good place to kind of catch up on that information. I've mentioned him before, but My Name is Bife's YouTube channel. He really kind of digs into that lore for you, so you don't have to like read and look through every single piece of gear that you get to find how these little bits of story fit together. I don't know why I'm running up here, because I need to go someplace else entirely.
You see what was done. Our ether tanks smashed. Our supplies stolen. Our home defaced.
I cannot find any witnesses.
This is not surprising. The locals have been under enormous pressure. You're lucky it was not worse.
This destruction helps no one but the Vex. Please, instead of teaching your people to fear us, tell them the truth.
The truth is that your kind has preyed upon us for as long as we can remember. There's nothing I can say that will make them forget.
House Light has never raised arms against humanity.
Your houses and titles are layers of politics. You're still fallen.
You promised us your protection.
And you've had it. We allowed your brood to squat and chitter here in our city. But still, the Vex simulation persists. If you're displeased with how you have been treated for your failure, then I suggest you camp elsewhere.
Your people destroyed what little we possessed. Now we have nothing. Nowhere to go.
Humanity faced a challenge like that once. We banded together and built a city with walls to keep our enemies outside, where they belong.
We hear her broadcasts, but more than that, we feel the energy of her words in the air, sharp as blades pointed at an enemy. At us.
You cannot ask people to live alongside their monsters.
Listen to me now, Saint. Let me tell you something about monsters. Once, in a city grander even than yours, we prospered. But it did not last. Our great machine abandoned us. And when we pursued it, you sent something back. A creature fueled by hatred. It tore through our great houses like they were nothing. And then it came for the rest of us. Nowhere was safe from its insatiable rage. In its eyes, even the most innocent of Elixni were still fallen. It could die, but it would not stay dead. It would shake off the rot and rise again. And if it caught you in its crushing embrace, impaled you on its ragged crest, dragged you screaming into its foul shell, none live to speak of these horrors. It called itself the Saint. My people must now see the creature every day. It sees us. If we wish to survive, we must all learn to live alongside our monsters.
Wow. So that was the cutscene that was leaked a couple weeks ago. And we finally get to see it in context. And I think Saint 14 is maybe speechless. And who would blame him? He probably thinks of himself as the good guy. Maybe now he realizes he isn't everybody's good guy. Anyway, let's see. We were supposed to go to the hub next, I believe. I mean, the helm. And catch the next bit there, yep.
Guardian, I regret you had to witness my outburst earlier with the fallen leader. I am not a diplomat, and sometimes I can be terse. I know terrible things have been done in the name of the city. In the name of the future war cult. In my name. You understand, though? The city is a living thing, and it is rejecting the fallen, like a fever burning out an infection. I will speak to the fallen leader, tell it that the future war cult will personally replenish their supplies when they are ready to move on. I do not wish them to think badly of us. I know they are your associates. What a city we would have if everyone's heart was as big as yours. Have you heard the song of the people echoing through the city? Rise up as one, march toward the sun. The words of people reaching for dawn in this endless night. People who have still not given up hope. Neither have I. And if you were wondering, this was not the conflict I have foreseen. No, that will come later. Unless I can stop it.
Notice she said that she would replenish their supplies when they're ready to move on. Yeah, that doesn't sound like a nice thing. She basically wants to tell them to get out, leave. Anyway, the other thing that's interesting is that her song is a certain melody that we've heard elsewhere in this game. The which, again, if you follow the lore of this game, is actually a bit meaningful. It's kind of the I don't know how to explain it, but it's like this song of the darkness kind of thing that once heard cannot be unheard. Anyway, Lakshmi too expresses regret at her terse words towards Mithrax, but she seems more apologetic about her own behavior than the attack on the Elixni. She tells you such an action was natural. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, this is pretty much what she said. And, it's natural because she's been goading them on to do it. She's basically trying to get them out. And whatever her motives are, it's kind of wrong. All right. So there's something here. Let's interact with this.
People of the last city. The Vanguard protects us from enemies outside our walls. But did you know they also protect us from information? Did you know that the Fallen unleashed the Vex on Europa? That they corrupt our guardians with the poison gift of stasis, tempting them to build the darkness. These same Fallen are now inside our city, at the invitation of the Vanguard. Ikora Rain knows all this, and more. Her hidden spies report as much, yet she continues to support these false alliances over her own people. Whether her lies are born of malice or incompetence matters not. What matters is that I have gazed into the future and foreseen bodies in our streets. Make no mistake, an invasion is coming. And if we are to triumph, we must first take back our city.
Wow, that was what she said here, and what she said here, completely different. She basically was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Let me help. Kill them all. Get them out." Oh, I dislike her so much.
I have no words left to speak. Lakshmi too, the saint. I do not know if I reached them. In truth, I do not know if I even reach you. The darkness of this night weighs on me more than any other. Know this. I will not stop fighting for those in this city. Even those who did this. The light passes through us all. We focus it through the prism of our will. Those who attacked us were blinded by fear, poisoned by venomous words. They were focused badly, bent badly. But they are not truly our enemies. We will not seek vengeance. We are not the monsters some believe us to be. Walking the path of the light takes strength. That is what we will remember tonight, as fear and hunger gnaw at us. As our hatchlings sleep in ashes.
Yeah. The attack on his people left Mithrax shaken and despondent. You can hear the frustration in his voice, even through the servitor. Although he feels betrayed, he refuses to retaliate. He tells you he won't stop fighting to protect the very people who took up arms against his Elixni. The light passes through us all, he says. We focus it through the prism of our will. Those who attacked us were blinded by fear, poisoned by venomous words. They are not truly our enemies. He says it is not easy to walk the path of the light of forgiveness, but he and his people will walk it nevertheless. All right. So, that is the end of Path of the Splicer Part 4, and the end of this episode. So, if you enjoyed this Let's Play, be sure to like and subscribe and click the bell icon if you're so inclined. And I'll see you later.